Hi guys, welcome to Stats Online and welcome to lesson 1-6. Now today we are going to be measuring the center. So we are going to be taking a look at mean and median. So I'd like you to title your notes for today 1-6 and measuring the center, mean and median. And we're going to be able to interpret the mean and the median. We're going to be able to calculate them, when to use them. All right, let's get started. Okay, so here are some important ideas when we are measuring the center. We're going to start with median first. Median is the middle number. Very important. You need to put all of your data from least to greatest, and then you kind of mark off all the way along until you get to the center. Now, if there are two numbers that you end up with, then you need to average them, right? Add the two together, divide by 2, and you will find the median. For the mean is just the average. So we're going to add up all of our data and divide it by how many that we have. You're going to start to see that X bar. So take a look right here, X bar. Instead of it written out as mean or average, you're going to start to see in stats this type of notation. And so I just want you to start to be comfortable with it, that this X bar means it's asking for the average, it's asking for the mean. Okay, so if our data is symmetrical, right, we would like to calculate the mean. And then if it's skewed, right, or if we have outliers, then we need to really look at the median when looking at the center of our data. And let's take a look at an example of what that would look like. All right, so how many hours do you work in a week? I want you to think about it for a second. Right? And then in class, we're just going to ask everybody and we're going to write it down. But for this lesson, we're going to use fake data, right? Let's go ahead and choose 14 numbers and let's write them down. And for the sake of easiness, let's go ahead and just write them in order. And so I am going to choose 0. Let's do 5, 6, 7. Let's throw a couple 10s in there. So 10, 10, 10, let's do a couple 12s, sure. A couple 13s, a couple 15s. All right, so the question, though, I want to back up just a little bit, that I want you to take a look at is how many hours a week do seniors in Michigan work during the school year? Think about that, like the average senior or the median number of hours that they work. So we're in class, we're just taking this as like a sample, right? A sample of the entire Michigan students, seniors who are working. So here are our numbers. How many do we got? 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a dot plot of our data. And so very important with your dot plot is we want to make sure that when we're working with our scale that it's evenly spaced between each number. And we do need to have, I'm going to do my best. 0, it's kind of hard with this sometimes. So 0, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's a little bit close. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is not a 12. Hold the phone. And I know I'm even going to go longer than that. So I'm going to extend this out. This is 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, good deal. Let's go ahead and plot those. So let's see. I'm going to change my color. Let's do 0, 5, 6, 7, and some 10s, 1, 2, 3, couple of 12s. Looks like our 13s, 1, 2, 3 13s, and we have a couple of 15s. Notice when we are making our dot plot, very important, is that the row, like this row, should pretty much line up, right? You could cram these 3 close to each other and it could be shorter than this 3. So you kind of want to make sure that they're lining up so that way you can truly see the shape of this data. All right, so let's find the mean. So remember, the mean is just adding up all of those numbers and dividing by how many we are. So if we were to add them all up, we have 141. And we're going to divide that by 14. And that's going to be, the mean is about 10, right? Or 10.1. 10.1 hours. Now, if we were to find the median, we would go through and we would say 0, 15, 5, and 6, and we'd go all the way. There's 3 on each side, 4 on each side, 5 on each side, 6 on each side, and we have 2 in the middle. So for this particular situation, our median is 11 because that is the middle between 10 and 12. But you could add those two together, divide by 2, and we get 11. All right. Which is larger, the mean or the median? In this particular situation, the median is larger, okay? So we're going to say median, not by much, by 1, but it is larger. And what is the shape of our distribution? Well, we would kind of argue here that our shape is potentially it appears to be skewed. This is kind of just a couple, and then most of our data is right here, so it's roughly skewed. And we would say that this is skewed to the left because that is where our tail is at, skewed. I'll write that down here, skewed to the left. All right, so we forgot to ask me, right? I need to be in this data set. I work 65 hours a week about. So let's add 65 hours into this mix and see what happens. So when we do that, my new mean becomes 206 divided by 15 because we had the 141 and we added my 65 hours, and now it's 15 people instead of 14. So that is going to give us a new average, a new mean of about 13.7. And then also, if you add me at the over here, like 65, and we start crossing off, that means that our new median is just 12. All right. So when you have that outlier, because obviously 65 is an outlier, when you have that outlier, the mean, the mean goes up a lot. So the mean kind of went up a lot. So our outlier and our skewed data, with our outlier and our skewed data, our new mean jumped up by 4, which is a whole lot more than jumping up by 1. So the median, it went up by a little. And the mean increased by a lot. Well, a lot more than it did for the median. So when you have a skewed situation or where you have an outlier, if we look at the mean, then that really is shifting quite a bit on a skewed data when you have skewed or that outlier. And so that's why we would want to look at the median instead of the mean. So let's go back really quickly. And this is what happened with our data, right? We want to use the median when our data is skewed or we have outliers because that is going to be more accurate. The mean shifts way too much in those particular situations. All right, so that's it for today. We're going to spend 2 days on this lesson, so no video tomorrow. We're just going to practice, and so please look for that, and I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.